Hello, everybody. This is Terry Smith with my persuasive speech. I want to thank you all for listening, and I hope that you have a great rest of your semester as well. American fathers are led down a primrose path every day in our family courts, often with disastrous legal results. They wind up in a land of gender bias where they are systematically stripped of their rights, often without the slightest idea of why it is happening to them. That is a quote from the famous Judge Judy Shineland and her take on the American family court systems. No matter if you yourself or if someone you know has been a victim of parental alienation, it is an extremely grave matter that needs to be ceased expeditiously. Therefore, parental alienation should carry criminal charges because the negative effects that it has on parents, children, and their relationships are long-lasting and significantly life-changing. I intend to talk about this in 3 points. The first point is what is parental alienation. The second point is how it affects the parents that go through it. And lastly, but not least, is how it affects the children. With that being said, let's go ahead and jump straight into it. Parental alienation itself is one of the most heinous things that one parent can do to another. The term parental alienation itself was first coined by Dr. Richard Garner in 1985. ScienceDaily.com describes the term as a type of family violence where a parent tries to damage the relationship of a child with the other parent. That is as concise as it gets for a very heinous act. In a time where we need more reinforcement than ever with our family values, parental alienation should be the subject of a national cause. The reason that you should care about it is the fact that it affects everyone around it, not just the person that goes through it. It's highly toxic and it ruins lives. And the fact of the matter is it causes irreparable psychological and emotional damage. How parents are affected by parental alienation. While the court system may be biased towards mothers, parental alienation itself does not take those same liberties. It can affect both mothers and fathers. According to psychologytoday.com, the effects of parental alienation are much like those of a person experiencing PTSD. Interesting enough, parental alienation is not officially recognized as a syndrome. According to Jennifer Harmon, the Associate Professor of Applied Social and Health Psychology at Colorado State University, the DSM, which is the official manual that houses the common terms for mental disorders, refuses to acknowledge parental alienation as an official syndrome. This is of alarming cause because alienation itself has forced some parents to commit the act of suicide. Lastly, how does parental alienation affect children? NationalParentsOrganization.org highlights the fact that when a child is exposed to parental alienation, they are placed under immense psychological pressure. They are essentially forced to choose one parent over the other by alienating one parent. This puts them under distress and it causes sleep disturbances, academic issues, and even behavioral problems. But it's not only the short term that we have to worry about. What happens to the children when they become older? Surely they'll be fine, you think. They'll grow out of it? Maybe. Not always the case. According to networktherapy.com, parental alienation in a child leads to that child growing into an adult that has relationship issues, abandonment issues, as well as problems with their self-esteem, which lead to self-hatred. This is certainly a good cause for wanting to make parental alienation a criminal act. It will affect you for the rest of your life. With that all being said, I strongly feel that the symptoms of parental alienation directly make it viable for something that should be constituted as a criminal act in every single state. Whether you or yourself are a victim to it, the consequences will long endure and you will suffer psychologically and emotionally. This is a serious matter. No child or parent should be affected for the rest of their life because someone chooses to alienate them. The long-standing psychological emotional effects have been enough to drive some to the act of suicide. The seriousness of this matter should be taken and applied to every court system every single day. We must fight to preserve our futures and come together on this matter to make parental alienation a criminal charge. Please stop alienation.